something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh.
Good news, I am still alive. Though I suppose that could be bad news. Depends on your perspective, really. What's it been, 3 months this time? Maybe 4? I don't know, I stopped keeping track because it made me feel guilty. This is a very squeaky chair I'm sitting on. It's been a chaotic couple of months, I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't supposed to be. Everything kind of went to hell in a handbasket. If you're following our Instagram, you're already up to date on what's happened, but I will have to kind of summarize it as briefly as I can for everyone who doesn't follow us. Back in early 2022, a water tank above this room burst, leaked, flooded the roof, damaged the ceiling in this room. We had flaking plaster and mold and mildew and all sorts of things growing in here. It was not habitable. It was not safe. Every time you stepped in this room, it was like walking into a human-sized snow globe. Our landlord was able to fix the leak at the time that it happened, but when it came to actually repairing the roof and making this room safe again, due to, I guess we'll just say conflicting schedules is the nicest way to put it, we weren't able to get an appointment with the landlord's contractor, and after about 10 months of waiting, we gave up on waiting for the contractor, and instead I asked a family member of mine who works in construction if they wouldn't mind taking a look and seeing if they could do anything about it. They got it fixed in a week, and they only charged us the cost of materials, which is incredibly generous. And once the ceiling was fixed, I figured I would take the opportunity to do some of the other maintenance work that needed to be done in this room. There was some general wear and tear just from over the years of this house being used by other people, previous tenants. So I fixed everything up. It ended up being more of a job than I planned on it being, because once I start one thing, I kind of have this habit of being like, well, while I'm here, I'll just do this little job as well. It'll only take 5 minutes, and then I'll do this little job. And that ends up with me slowly making my way out of the room to other little 5-minute jobs that are around the house. What ended up happening is I had about 3 dozen different maintenance projects going on in the house at the same time, which would be fine. That wasn't a problem. I was doing those alongside making videos earlier this year, or at least that was my plan. And then the landlord got in contact with us to let us know that we'd be having a house inspection, which is fine, that's fine, except the house that we're renting from you currently looks like a building site. And I really don't want you to think that we're that bad of a tenant. So I went from having a casual mess of projects that I needed to get finished at some point to having a very strict, very important deadline to have every single thing finished by and the house clean and tidy and ready to be presented. And so in an uncharacteristic moment of sanity, I decided I was gonna drop YouTube for a little bit and just get this stuff done and not worry about videos, not worry about content, just worry about whether or not I'll have a roof over my head during the summer. Fortunately, I did manage to get all of the projects finished exactly on time, because the inspection was happening the day after my birthday, which meant I needed everything finished the day before my birthday, because, you know, it would be my birthday, I can't do work and stuff then, I'm busy doing other things, like crying. I was literally working on the last project into the early hours of my birthday, so when I say I finished exactly on time, I really mean I finished exactly on time. So the inspection happened, everything went great, the landlords were lovely, they were really happy with the condition of the house and how we were taking care of it. I did inform them of the work I had just done, so it wasn't in vain, I guess. Yes, I'm aware I could have asked the landlords to do all of this work for me. Technically, it's their responsibility to do all this stuff, but anybody who has lived in rented knows it's just easier to do this stuff yourself. Leave the really expensive things to the landlord, obviously. Oh yeah, and then I got really sick. Literally the day after everything was finished and we were able to relax for the first time, I got really unwell. And it makes sense. I haven't been taking care of myself. I've been stressing myself out, not getting enough sleep. At one point I did think I was starting to get better. And then yesterday I slept from 8 p.m. until 2 p.m. So only briefly waking in the night with a fever and then chills, which has miraculously cleared up. Anyway, I'm back now, and I do have plenty of DIY videos on their way, including what we're going to be doing in today's video, which is finishing off, can you actually see it? Is it in shot? The cage that we started building January? December? November? When did we start it? I don't remember. So we're going to finish that off today, and in a couple of weeks I will also post a proper tutorial for this enclosure. That's all of the steps in one video, you know, step by step how to build this enclosure for anyone who does want to recreate it for themselves and just wants to skip over all this fluff. I'll be honest, I'm kind of over the vlog style videos right now. I think I'm going to take a bit of a break from them and go back to just normal tutorials. It's been fun making this kind of content, but it's not always convenient to be on camera, I'm going to be honest. Anyway, let's get on with this cage.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no. Playing our favorite song. Turn it up, windows down, we sing along. The summer night has just begun. The moon is bright, let's have some fun. Oh, this is everything with you right next to me. So alive, and tonight I'm thinking that I don't wanna go. Calling sick in the morning, baby, don't leave. Don't need to know we're out here wild and free. say we're crazy, it's too much.